The chair now recognizes Mr. Posey from Florida for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Dr. Spinrad, could you clarify how NOAA is working with all stakeholders, including the recreational and commercial fishermen, concerning its proposed rules to establish vessel speed measures to protect whales?
Yes, thank you for that question, Congressman Posey. So the proposed rulemaking that you've alluded to is following the procedures associated with rulemaking that are dictated to us.
Okay. Any reason why the Marine Manufacturers Association told me they were not consulted before the rule was published?
Actually, I believe the National Marine Manufacturers Association did provide a comment during the public comment period.
But before it was published?
Well, the public comment period opens up after the proposed rulemaking.
So there's no consulting before about the rule at all?
The process is one where we open up the public comment period.
Could you tell me what specific statutory authority NOAA has to justify their proposed rules?
This is done under the context of the Marine Mammal Protection Act and the Endangered Species Act.
What specific statutory authority just set speed limits in the ocean?
I'm going to have to get back to you with respect to which specific part of the statute is the relevant one, but it is under the Marine Mammal Protection Act.
Well, I would really like to know what specific authority that Congress said, we want you to set speed limits in the ocean.
Yeah, I want to be careful that I make correct reference to the component of MMPA and ESCA, so I'll have to get back to you with that specific answer.
Okay. Have you completed a cost-benefit analysis of that rule?
Yes, we did do a cost-benefit.
Okay. Would you send me a copy of that?
We can certainly do that.
Mr. Chairman, I want to ask for unanimous consent to include, for the record, a congressional delegation letter to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration concerning the proposed rule.
Without objection.
Thank you. Just out of curiosity, how many whales have been killed by boats? Do you have any idea?
All whales?
Let's say the rice and right whales.
The North Atlantic right whales, which are the ones that are under consideration right now in the rulemaking, the number is, and I'll give you an approximate number, of about 13 in the last 15 years.
Okay. I mean, is that kind of compare with the windmill dying of the whales in the Northeast?
There is no scientific evidence that any of the activity associated with the offshore wind development has had an impact on the health of the whales.
Okay. Does NOAA plan to control costs by developing the geostationary extended observation sounder instrument at the same time as the Japanese sounder?
We obviously are working very closely with our Japanese colleagues. In fact, next week I'll be meeting with the director of the Japanese Meteorological Agency and the director of the Japanese Space Agency. And in the acquisition for the sounder and imager, we have coordinated closely with Japanese and made sure that our plans with respect to acquisition are understood by them. So the answer is yes, we are coordinating closely with our Japanese colleagues.
Okay, any chance that could be delayed? Sounder could be delayed?
That our acquisition of the sounder, or I want to make sure I understand
the award.
Well, at this point, we're on track for the award.
Okay. Any idea how we could avoid any delays in it, or?
Yeah, I think, well, the sounder acquisition is underway. The imager acquisition, as I recall, is scheduled for August for announcement, and the way to make sure we stay on that is to use the rigorous acquisition cycle and milestone approach that we have been using thus far.
And we're on course.
And we are on course, yes, sir.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.